Hey everyone, this is Edward with Jurex Bar, and today I'm gonna discuss this question: Is the California bar exam getting easier? Okay, so that's gonna be the focus, and let's see now. Obvious reasons why that might be the case is because, of course, in October 2020 there was an increase from July 2019, right? There was a peak leading from July 2019 to October 2020, and also from February 2020 to February 2021, there was another spike. All right, so there's more people passing the bar exam. There's more applicants being admitted as attorneys in the state. Does that mean that the exam is getting easier? Well, let's talk about that. Remember that the California Supreme Court, they lowered the cut score from 1440 to 1390. So now, of course, there are more applicants that are succeeding on the exam. So that answers that. But also, let's talk about the quality of the questions. All right, because I was looking at the questions for July 2021, the last exam that was administered, and there, question one, civil procedure. They talked about right res judicata and collateral estoppel, and it seemed very straightforward. So let me tell you what. Let me tell you the right a straightforward fact pattern that hardly ever gets tested. At least in California, you wouldn't get such a straightforward fact pattern. But that was the situation here, and the issue dealt with the same parties, right? And once you deal with the same parties, then the focus there is on res judicata, claim preclusion. So that should be a tip. You see the same parties, and right. I don't think this is going to get tested again anytime soon. Like it's a straightforward question like that, but it did. And usually when res judicata and collateral estoppel get tested, what'll happen is that collateral estoppel will be tested, and more specifically, non-mutual offensive use of collateral estoppel. What does that mean? It means that the fact pattern won't be right. It won't be as straightforward. How so? Okay, great that you asked. Okay, so for example, let's look at July 2021. I'm sure there are other examples there. So in those situations, it'll be the plaintiff that's going to use collateral estoppel offensively, and they'll say, "Hey, look, I'm gonna file a motion for summary judgment because the defendant had been previously sued, and there was another party that was successful, and now they want to use collateral estoppel, right? They want to use summary judgment there to succeed. So that's usually how they test it. But in this situation, it was very straightforward. So I said, what's going on here? But I kept looking at the exam, and I did notice something particular, something that did capture my attention. And that was, I believe it was question three. It was a tort question. And there was an issue that involved an independent contractor. But what was unusual about it? I'll tell you what was unusual about it. It's because there was a new law in California. The California Supreme Court, they they uh, they ruled on an independent contractor case, and that changed the law. Now they're using the ABC test, the Baroli test. So if you talked about the ABC test, I'm sure the bar examiners, they gave you some extra points there, because I think a lot of people, they were focused on the old factors, right? Not the new factors. So Yeah, that was a little unusual that they did that. So I think what happened was that they relaxed you a little bit there, right in the morning, and then as you progressed throughout the afternoon, it got a little bit more difficult, right, with the torch question there. So do I want to say that the bar exam is getting easier? My response would be no, just by looking at the quality of the fact patterns. But that does not end the discussion, all right? So people say, hey, look, who cares if the cut score now has been lowered? They're just grading now more difficult. They are using, the bar examiners are using different standards. So what I did was I looked at bar essays. I love bar essays. I do have a discount code. I always promote them. I think they're great. And so I said, hey, look, let me look back at February 2021. Let me look at those responses. Let me look at the 60s and see if a 60 is the same as it was before they lowered the pass rate. They lowered the cut score. And I look at three components. I look at the use of the elements to discuss the issue. I look at the use of at least one proper counter argument, and I look at issue spotting. And the 60s, it was the word I would say, it was painful to look at. I looked at various answers, and when it came down to focusing on the element for the 60 answers, it was painful. All right, so that led me to say, hey, look, 60 remains the 60. As far as the counter argument, I've always said this about the 60s. To get a 60, you do not need a counter argument. Is that still true? Looking at February 2021, after the cut score was lowered, the answer is yes. It's the same thing. Some of these 60s, they did not have they did not have look at that. I'm getting excited. All right. They did not have a proper counter argument. Some of them did, but it wasn't like a meritorious issue. That leads to the next discussion: issue spotting. Many times, most of the times, if not all, the essays are written so that there are facts that could be argued either way, either for or against. And if you know how to issue spot, there are techniques. Then you'll discuss those certain issues. For the 60s, some of the counter arguments didn't focus on those key issues. So that led me to believe that the 60s still, the standards are the same. So answer the question, is the exam getting easier based on the experience that I've had? And I've looked at the data, I looked at the past exams there. My answer, my conclusion would be no, it is still the same. All right. And with that said, let's see now, we're now getting ready for the release of July 2021 bar results. So I hope everyone passed. I do want to say this, that I will be tutoring, one-on-one coaching. I do hope everyone passed, but if you didn't, then you can always contact me and we'll go from there. And what else do I want to say? Yeah, I do want to say that if you're practicing now, I mean, there's a lot of changes taking place, and if you go to a court, a lot of the courts, they're not as packed as they used to be. Why? Because attorneys now they're appearing remotely, so a lot of things are changing, and I think it's an exciting time. So you guys will get there. And if you guys see me there, if you guys see me in court in the hallway, just say hello. All right. We'll give each other a high five and say, hey, look, it was right, the California bar exam, we did it. And yeah, that's a new face in life. So hopefully many of you guys will experience that here as the bar results are released. But if you are not successful, don't give up, keep going. All right, you'll get there. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the best. Until soon.